So actually, I will hop in training mode real quick since it seems like Jacob is not here. So these, when I'm learning a character, these are the 3 things that I like to do. All right, Cobalt Charmander, where are you at? So these are the things I like to do. One is they're already not blocking because that's the default, right? So of course you got to figure out like what your basic combos are. We're going to assume that you've already done that. Next, you go to, let's see, I think right now we're in controller, yeah. So you go to training, you set the thing to training W, you go recovery, you have the option of no recovery, backward, neutral, forward, or random, right? So when I'm trying to learn that the like non-stop aggression stuff, I will start with random, right? Just to see like what kind of situations happen. So if I do this combo, right, and that's not a full combo, but whatever, right? Like, oops, that was a knockdown. What are the possible situations that I can find Milia in after this, right? And then you can start to come up with different options. Oops, that was no tech. Right, I really like crouch hard slash as a way of challenging early techs, like that. Oh shit, what up, Ben? Okay, so this is how I start learning, right? And it's just like you do the combo and then you see what happens afterwards. Obviously, you want to optimize for hard knockdowns, but sometimes that doesn't happen, right? And so figuring out where they can be and which directions they can tech in is super useful for being able to maintain your momentum, right? And in general, the 2 to look for are forward and back. Neutral tech is kind of situational. It is often very useful, but the stuff that has the biggest effect on what you're going to do early on is going to be like, hey, did they forward tech? In which case you need to be ready, probably with a 6P or something that beats forward tech and buttons, or back tech, which means basically that you need to like chase after them, right? And the thing is that if you expect back tech and go for, and so you dash up to them and they go for a forward tech, you'll probably be safe. If you expect forward tech, they go for a back tech, you'll probably be safe. So the next thing you do after that is you switch their block settings to block everything normal block. And this is because you want to get an idea of, oop, that wasn't everything. Oh yeah, you need to turn switching on too, otherwise they won't block between high-lows. And this is mostly there just to, what you want to do here is you want to figure out when your shit is blocked, what range are you at, and what's your, to the best of your ability, figure out whether it's your turn or theirs, right? So in this case, this is actually a pretty good example. With Chip, this attack is like the first hit of his Rekkas, right? So after this, he can go low, or he can go high, he can do nothing, or he can go low, then high, right? And then he's got this follow-up as well, but it's kind of weird. And when they're blocking, if they're just regular blocking this stuff, I can kind of autopilot that combo. I can go all the way up here. I'm actually negative if they block this regularly, but since Chip has a couple really fast buttons at this range, he's got stand kick and crouch slash and stand slash actually, it's usually not a bad idea for me to press a button again. I will often get a counter hit, right? That's one of those things that you can learn, I mean, from looking at frame data, but also just getting a feel for the character and being like, huh, this attack seems fast, this attack's fast and it's pretty long reach. So if I come in here like that, I'm still within range, right? In this case, his stand kick, like this is 4 frames of startup. At this range, like that's one of the fastest attacks at that range, right? So now I've started learning, okay, even once they block the fire punch, I still have options, right? I can still keep on going in. And so you do that for a lot of your stuff, right? Some of it might be, oh, hey, we're here. So now they're used to, maybe they're used to not pressing a button after this because I've scared them, right? Instead of pressing a follow-up button, which will probably be blocked, why don't I steal a turn? Instead I'll go, Gamma Blade. That gives me 5 frames advantage, give or take, so now I can run in behind that. And then when they get used to that and they're just super scared of doing anything, then you teleport. Right? I know, hey, there's another fire punch, maybe I run in. Right? But getting an idea of how your character plays when they're blocking, and then eventually you want to switch it to faultless, right? Because the the push block is further, right? Oops. And so you've got to figure out which of your strings don't work, right? If I go in with like 4 or 5 attacks, then the fire punch is even more dangerous, right? So yeah, some quick training tips just to help you get a feel for your character, right? Because you want to always have an option that you don't have to think about. You can just do, right? And so you can make it a goal to just like never stop moving and never stop attacking and just see all the different places you can steal a turn or just be aggressive and not give them time to